Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I was talking with a friend recently, the other day actually, and it appears that we're still living in a hustle and grind culture where the hustle and bustle of our daily lives often take center stage, and we find ourselves less frequently focusing on some very important aspects of our well-being, our lives, right? Which is our physical, mental, and emotional well-being, believing that self-care is intrusive of our time rather than it supporting us and our time. Now I want to focus on another area that I believe is part of the process and where self-care extends beyond these dimensions of our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. And I believe this additional aspect encompasses a profound aspect that ties us to a higher purpose. And for me, that's my spiritual connection with God. In my self-care journey, I've realized that it's imperative to acknowledge the significance of something bigger than me and, of course, nurturing this spiritual bond. Just as we tend to our physical bodies and our emotional needs, our spiritual relationship with God deserves our attention, our care, and nurturing. This is where the concept of G.P.S, which stands for God's Plan for Success, enters the frame. It encapsulates the understanding that our well-being and our success are intricately tied to our alignment with God's divine plan for our lives. As we explore the idea of G.P.S, like as I said, for me means God's plan for success, we uncover a perspective that encourages us to care for ourselves, not out of selfish ambition, but as an act of reverence for the life and purpose that He has uniquely designed for each and every one of us. Neglecting our spiritual well-being can lead to a sense of disconnection from His wisdom, guidance, and tranquility. It's during these moments that we might find ourselves lost, overwhelmed, or uncertain in the journey of life. However, by nurturing our spiritual connection, we open ourselves to His divine direction, aligning ourselves with His perfect plan and embracing a more purposeful existence. Now, I know for me, as I said, it's God. To you, it might be the universe. That's how you actually say is your higher being, that, something that's bigger than yourself. When you have something bigger than you to believe in, that helps you to show up with more intention, with more focus, like with more drive, like you have meaning to your life, right? And that's why I'm talking today about my connection with God, but also for those of you out there who do have a connection with God, you understand how important this is. Attending to our spiritual well-being is a manifestation of gratitude for God's intricate creation within each of us. The sacred text reminds us that we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and that our bodies, minds, and souls are His precious gifts. Honoring these gifts through self-care signifies our responsibility to steward them well and uphold the divine image in which we're created. Now, when we fail to prioritize self-care, that can be detrimental not only to our personal well-being, but also to our ability to serve the purpose that we've been put here for effectively. When we disregard self-care, we run the risk of becoming depleted, both physically and spiritually, emotionally, of course, right? We might struggle to discern our purpose clearly, not having that clarity. And then when we don't have that clarity, we don't feel the drive, we don't feel the connection to fulfill it passionately. By intentionally investing in self-care, we equip ourselves with the strength and the vitality required to serve as vessels through which God's love, grace, and purpose will flow abundantly. Nurturing our spiritual connection goes beyond mere rituals. It's a holistic practice that intertwines with every aspect of our lives. It involves spending time in quiet contemplation, seeking God's guidance through prayer and meditation. Yes, getting quiet, mindfulness, allowing yourself to be present in each moment, relying on His strength during challenging moments, which is something that I've learned as I've called this aptly, this YouTube video, G.P.S, God's Plan for Success, nurturing your spiritual connection. The reason why I do that is because I look to God as my G.P.S. I look to Him daily to guide me, to help me on my daily quest, if you will, to help me navigate this world that we live in, because it's such a mumble jumble of so many different things. And when you're online and you're trying to like weed through everything, or trying to go through life and trying to do it with clarity, with focus, with joy, it's really hard when you do that by yourself, because the world can be such a scary place, such a dangerous place. But when you allow yourself to rely on his strength during those challenging moments, which I have found, it helps you to find that clarity, to find those next steps, and to take the next steps with more confidence. Also, engaging in spiritual practices such as worship, scriptural study, and fellowship with a community of believers further enhances our spiritual connection, because it's not all about us. We weren't born to go through life alone, right? That's why you find yourself looking for, some people call that person the one you'll spend your life with. So you're not born into the world thinking, okay, I'm going to go through life alone. You're born in the world because you have this innate ideal to connect with other people. You want to be around other people. So it's not about going through life alone. It's about being connected to one another. And that's through, as I was saying, through fellowship that helps you to have that community, that spiritual connection of people who are like-minded. Aligning ourselves with God's plan for success entails a profound transformation. It not only elevates our personal and well-being, but it also transforms us into conduits of his love and light, radiating these qualities to those around us, because we have that faith, we have that joy, we have that gratitude, we have that energy. Our journey of self-care becomes an embodiment of faith, gratitude, and obedience. It signifies our commitment to walking in alignment with the purpose that God has put before us. And when we nurture our spiritual connection, we're cultivating that inner peace that comes from knowing that we are fulfilling our unique role in the greater design, right? So over the past weeks, we've looked at the importance of different areas of self-care. I said, as I started off, I said that I'm going to come to you with 5 key essentials of self-care that I believe that have been working for myself, that also work for the women that I work with when I do my coaching. So as I said, over the past few weeks, we've looked at the importance of learning to say no, so that you stop overwhelming your calendar and your time, so that you can say yes to the right things that fit within your life, where you're at in your journey right now. And it's so important that you, when you are scheduling your time, that you do look at that. When you do have opportunities come your way, that you do look at your schedule, and that you do look at what you are doing right now and making sure that it aligns right now, so that you're not overwhelming yourself with things that don't make sense right now, even if it's a part of the bigger picture. What I've found, when you do learn to say no, or not right now, it could open you up to something bigger or better once you've actually finished what you already started, that's in alignment with where you're at in your journey. So it's really important that you learn to say no, so that you open yourself up to say yes to the right opportunities. I also talked about how asking for help is actually a sign of strength, because it opens us up to other perspectives that we may not have thought of on our own, which may lead us to those bigger and better things. We covered the importance of incorporating and taking mental breaks throughout our days, right? So that you are allowing your brain to reset and recharge, so that when you do get back to your day, you have more energy, you have more focus. And to further clarify that, it doesn't mean going from your work screen to social media. So you're not changing the browser to social media, because then you're not giving your brain a break. Now, if you do that, what you're doing is you're telling your brain, okay, time to focus on something else. And you're not allowing it to really actually digest, if you will, because you've been feeding your brain. You're not allowing it to process and digest what you've already taken in. And you're not giving it time to filter through, so that it then rejuvenates and you're able to then get back to it. So it's really, really important that you take those mental breaks. And finally, last week, we talked about the transformational power when you have a hard stop at the end of your day that allows you to unwind from your day. Your brain, you're allowing your brain to unwind from your day, and you're setting yourself up for a good night's rest. Because if you're always in the doing, and you say you work late into the evening, and then the next thing you do is you turn off the light and you lay down to bed and you're trying to go to sleep, well, your brain is still on, right? It hasn't had a chance to unwind, because you've just gone and fed it some more, and now it's trying to process and digest it. and you're trying to go to sleep. So it's really important having that hard stop. And of course, when you have a good night's rest, you wake up with more energy, focus, and intention around your daily activities, right? But it's not only just about having that hard stop just for that purpose, it's also having that hard stop, making sure that you spend time with your family, especially if you have a family that you're not alone, or even if you are a person who lives alone, is spending time with other people. It's cultivating that connection. Again, we were not born to go through this world alone, through life alone. And so it's important that you have those hard stops, because it allows you to then go in and have those connections, creating deeper level connections, especially if you have a family. You don't want to miss out on those moments, because again, your kids, if you have young kids, they're going to grow up so fast. And at some point in their lives, they're not going to have as much time to spend with you, because they're going to want to be out in the world, spending time with their connections, with their friends, exploring the world. So they may have less time for you. So really, really cultivate those relationships now, because then what you're doing is you're teaching your own children the importance of connection, of deeper level bonds, so that they do come back to you. And they still, even in their older years, they're coming back to create still and deepen the relationships with their own families. So it's really important that you do that. So as we can conclude our exploration of the 5 essentials of self-care that I have taken you through for these last 5 weeks, let us remember the power and significance of these practices in nurturing our well-being and fulfilling our purpose. Self-care is not a luxury, and it's not a selfish indulgence, okay? It's vitally important that you invest in yourself in self-care, because it allows you to show up as your best self in every aspect of your life. And again, I'm going to repeat these. By learning to say no, you protect your time and energy, ensuring you're wisely invested in activities that align with your values and your goals. Asking for help and even delegating your tasks empowers you to share the load, create meaningful connections, and foster growth within yourself and others. It's an act of strength, not weakness, and it enables you to thrive collectively. Taking regular mental breaks allows your mind to rest, rejuvenate, and recharge. And that grants you the space for introspection, self-reflection, and this discovery of inner wisdom. And when you create those moments of stillness and self-care, you honor your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Having a hard stop at the end of your day serves as a reminder to prioritize balance, rest, and meaningful connections. It enables you to transition from work to personal life, nurturing the relationships that matter, and nurturing our family bonds, nurturing our relationships with our community, and allows you to fully recharge for the challenges and joys, for both, that lie ahead. And finally, nurturing our spiritual connection through our connection to God. For me, it is God. And for you, if it's not God, it's a higher being. If it's a higher wisdom, if it is a universe. Again, I'm talking about God here because I'm very much connected to him. I believe that he has my back. And for those of you who are believers, you understand that. But through our connection to God and his plan for our success through the G.P.S, it reminds us of the divine guidance, purpose, and love that surrounds us. By honoring our spiritual well-being, we align ourselves with God's plan for our lives, fulfilling our unique purpose in his grand design. Doesn't that make you feel good that you know that there's a purpose for you, that you have been given gifts? Each and every one of us has been given gifts. So remember, embracing God's plan for your life and tending to your well-being is a harmonious journey. It positions you to stride confidently along the path he's laid out for you, to experience his peace, even in life's storms, and to become a radiant beacon of his love to a world that longs for such grace. In essence, it invites you to step into the fullness of the abundance he envisions for you, a life of purpose, fulfillment, and profound connection. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for indulging me for the last 5 weeks as I've brought to you the 5 essentials of self-care for my life that I hope are helpful for you. Just a reminder, I want to remind you of my upcoming workshop this coming Thursday, August 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's the Elevate and Thrive, Nurturing Resilience, Preventing Burnout, and Prioritizing Self-Care interactive workshop. If you are looking for how to be able to strengthen those bonds that maybe are strained by burnout, helping you to understand how burnout might be affecting your life, being able to like prioritize and manage your time better. These are just some of the things that you will learn. I've got 26 free seats still available. And if you want VIP support for self-care success, you can also upgrade your workshop ticket for a one-on-one 60-minute coaching session with me. In this personalized call, we'll dive deep into your wellness goals and create a customized action plan for you. You'll walk away with clarity, strategies, and motivation to reach the next level of your life. But again, if that's not you right now, that's okay. Make sure now that you grab your free workshop ticket so you don't miss out. Either way, you'll get an amazing experience. And I'll make sure that I put the link in the show notes below. And then when you get your ticket, I would love to know which one you purchased. So until next time, stay empowered and keep shaping your extraordinary life one day at a time.